Vandita Mishra, as far as the Aam Aadmi Party campaign is concerned, it's been dominated by Arvind Kejriwal's personality. But the problem is that he was only in Delhi to campaign for 10 days. And perhaps the second problem is that whereas in December, Aam Aadmi Party's policies were well known and clearly understood, this time round, people aren't quite sure what they stand to do nationally. And they certainly don't believe that Aam Aadmi has the answer to the problems of growth and inflation. To what extent will those be two factors that will make people consider very carefully whether they should vote for Aam Aadmi at the national level?
I think ever since the Aam Aadmi was born, it has it's been an act of overreach. It's been an act of overextending itself. It's been an act of, you know, overarching and excessive ambition, trying to do too much in too short a time. So I think that's part of the Aam Aadmi's character right now, perhaps also part of its appeal. What they have to do is to now, you know, once these elections are over, howsoever many votes or seats they get, they have to sit back and they have to allow themselves some time to form certain lines and boundaries which they lack right now. I think it's just, you know, as Arvind Kejriwal calls it, a Shivji ki Baraat.
Oh, that's a very interesting way of putting it. But, you know, one of the things, Harshvardhanji, that stands out in this Shivji ki Baraat, and it's been spotted by the Times of India, is that one loyal support base, in addition to the question marks about the Muslims, that could also be considering deserting the Aam Aadmi Party is the auto rickshaw community. Last time round, they were extremely loyal to Aam Aadmi. Every auto rickshaw seemed to carry Aam Aadmi posters pasted at the back. But this time, the leaders of the auto rickshaw union have told the Times of India that they're going to advise their members to vote either for Congress or BJP. Now, how many of those loyal Aam Aadmi supporters do you think you're going to peel away this time around?
You see, we don't have to do that ourselves. Already hundreds of Aam Aadmi Party supporters are deserting the party. They have joined our party, or even if they have not joined our party, they are opposing them. Lot of their founder members, they have been raising their voice of revolt at various forums. And I name Ashwini Upadhyay, who has been one of their few 30 out of the few first few 30 members, and he has raised very, very serious issues about their integrity, about their patriotism, about their connections with the foreign governments, about so many other things about which the Aam Aadmi Party has explained to the nation their credentials. I think they have been exposed before the nation thoroughly, and they are actually practicing absolutely differently from what they are preaching to the rest of the world.
Prashant Bhushan, do you want to respond to that Ashwini Upadhyay, who you expelled from your ranks, has exposed you, and exposed in particular, as Harshvardhan says, your lack of integrity?
Well, if you listen to anybody, any common person, go out on the streets, talk to any common man and ask them whether corruption went down during these 49 days of the Aam Aadmi Party government. 99% will tell you that corruption certainly went down. Police was no longer asking them for bribes. Government offices were no longer asking them for bribes. You didn't need bribes to get your driving license, etc. As for this charge of foreign funding, etc., it's hilarious to hear Mr. Harshvardhan level this charge on the Aam Aadmi Party, which has not accepted a single paisa of foreign funding. Every paisa of our funding is out on a public website, whereas the BJP and the Congress have been held guilty by the High Court of accepting crores and crores, not merely of foreign funding, but funding from companies to whom they have given benefits of thousands
With your
and
permission,
thousands
let
of
me
crores.
interrupt. Let me bring in one of the independent voices I have to see whether they are prepared to adjudicate between you and Harshvardhan on this point. Mr. Harshvardhan says that the Aam Aadmi Party's lack of integrity was exposed by Ashwini Upadhyay. You've heard Prashant Bhushan say that no party is more transparent with its funding, and there's no doubt that they do have a website updated probably by the minute, where every penny that they receive is allegedly displayed.
Absolutely.
On that dispute between the two of them, who do you side with?
Well, if one lives in Delhi and just looks at the marketing campaign, the branding and marketing campaign that has been run for Mr. Modi, that it is the most vulgar display of money that anyone can imagine. So I don't think that, you know, Mr. Harshvardhan's claims here hold very much water. I think there's a much greater transparency that attaches to the Aam Aadmi Party's funding with all its other flaws and deficiencies. But as far as transparency of funding is concerned, I think the Aam Aadmi Party certainly is modestly funded. It's clearly not bankrolled by big industrial houses. Mr. Modi's campaign reeks of big money.
Mr. Harshvardhan, you've raised an issue that's suddenly backfiring you. It's boomeranging you very badly. Are you guilty of everything that you're accusing Aam Aadmi Party of? Neerja Jayal is suggesting that your campaign reeks of black money. And let me add,
I said big money.
Sorry, of big money, not black money, my apologies. But let me add that today in the Hindu, Anand Sharma has been quoted to say that 10,000 crore is being spent on your advertising, and this is, he suggests, wrongly acquired money. I'm using careful phraseology, but the meaning is perfectly clear to everyone. So suddenly, have you dealt yourself an own goal?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I am indeed, sir. Have you scored an own goal?
Mr. Karan Thapar ji, Congress has been doing all this false propaganda for years, and after so many years, and after these 10 years of corruption, and after these 10 years of big huge ghotalas and scams in which they have become synonym of ghotalas and corruption, they have no right to have such wild, useless, baseless allegations.
But the allegation came from Neerja Jayal, a professor at JNU. The allegation came from Neerja Jayal, a professor at JNU, someone who is a potential possible voter for either you or Aam Aadmi Party. Answer her. She says your campaign stinks of big money.
You see, merely by somebody raising an allegation, it can't be a true thing. Whatever we are doing is absolutely transparent, and it can be seen in the records.
Let's move.
As far as the Aam Aadmi Party's thing is concerned, let me remind everyone that the Home Ministry posed 30 questions to the Aam Aadmi Party, and there is already a case under the Foreign Contributions Regulations Act.
Forget Mr. Harshvardhan, the courts have asked the government to investigate foreign funds received by the BJP and the Congress. So let's not raise another problem that becomes a second home goal for you. Let's move beyond this to Mehmet. I want to come very quickly to what many people say, Prashant Bhushan, is perhaps a central problem you face. You're suddenly fielding 433 candidates, and this afternoon, as your website shows, you've only got 24.74 crore from 87,377 donors, way below your own acknowledged target of 100 crore. So are you today suddenly both overstretched and underfunded? And is that why you're not going to do well? And should you have focused on a smaller number of seats and made better use of the money you've got? A quick answer before I go to Vandita Mishra.
No, we are certainly overstretched and underfunded. In fact, our average candidate spending would probably be under 10 lakhs or maybe 15 lakhs, as opposed to the BJP, who is spending just from the party, they are spending at least 5,000 crores in this election, which is over 10 crores per candidate from the party itself, though the election limit is only 70 lakhs. So to that extent we have a,
what about my question?
A huge disadvantage.
No, but my question was this overstretching and underfunding a mistake? Would you have done better if you'd had fewer candidates and concentrated your money in a better way? A quick answer to that.
No, it's not a mistake, because even if candidates are underfunded, if people in the country know that there is an Aam Aadmi Party candidate here, they have an option at least to vote for a different kind of political party, different from the Congress, BJP, Samajwadi Party, etc., which are hugely funded by corporates or corrupt money, which employ muscle power and divisive
I'm going to stop you there. I'm going to stop you there. You're saying you're offering the country a choice, even if the country is aware that this choice may not be quite as credible as it could have been. That's a fair answer. I'm not sure whether it works with the country, however. That we'll have to find out. Very quickly, Vandita Mishra, if AAP ends up with no seats at all, which is what the lower end of the polls suggest could be the outcome, and I line and note that Mr. Bhushan doesn't believe the polls, would that outcome of no seats at all be a fatal crisis for the party or just a serious setback?
You know, I would again underline what I said earlier, which is that actually what the Aam Aadmi Party needs is a pause. It needs to actually go back to its basics. It needs to ask itself whether, you know, what exactly does it think is the problem on corruption? How best can it work out the solutions without lapsing into tendencies like vigilantism or taking shortcuts or thinking of, monoliths like the Lokpal, their version of the Jan Lokpal, of authoritarian monoliths, in fact, to combat corruption. So it has to go back to those questions, and I think it would be served very well by a defeat in this election. It would help it to go back and think through what it stands for.
Let me stop you. I have to put that to Prashant Bhushan. You'd be served very well by a defeat in this election. A quick answer, literally 10 seconds.
No, even if we don't do very well in this election, Vandita is right. We do need to think about several things.
All right.
And certainly we do need time to think about those things.
All right.
But I think the time has come for this country to be offered this kind of alternative.
I have to stop you, Prashant Bhushan, but I'll acknowledge that there's a lot of sportsman spirit in that last answer. It sounds to me that you're possibly capable of turning defeat into victory, even if you can't do it overnight. My thanks to all four of my guests for joining me. And if you have been, thanks for watching. Goodbye. Good night.